Welcome everyone, join us today as we pay tribute to the incredibly talented Scottish guitarist Jimmy McCulloch, whose work with bands like Thunderclap Newman, Wings, and Stone the Crows made him a key figure in rock history. So let's dive in. James McCulloch, born the 4th of June 1953 in Dumbarton, Scotland. He was zodiac sign Gemini. Born in Dumbarton in the Scottish Lowlands, Jimmy was raised in Clydebank and Cumbernauld before his family relocated to London later when he was 13. Music was a central part of Jimmy's life from a young age, influenced by his father, who played in a semi-pro jazz band. Sitting in with the band whenever possible, Jimmy developed a passion for guitar, also inspired by Django Reinhardt. At just 11, he joined his brother Jack in a band called the Jagars, which later became One in a Million. The group gained recognition, supporting The Who and performing at the iconic 14-hour Technicolor Dream event at Alexandra Palace, just before Jimmy's 14th birthday. That same year, they released the now highly sought-after single, Frederick Hernando, and B-side, Double Sight, on MGM. The single has since become a prized UK psychedelic classic, with a compilation album titled Double Sight later released in 2009. Jimmy gained his first taste of fame in 1969 when he joined forces with Pete Townshend's friends, Andy Newman on piano, and John Speedy Keen on vocals and drums, to form Thunderclap Newman. That year, the band scored a UK #1 hit with Something in the Air. Their album Hollywood Dream, which featured the instrumental title track written by Jimmy and his brother, sold reasonably well but didn't match the success of the single. Reissues of the album later included another McCulloch brothers composition, I See It All. The band toured across England, Scotland, the Netherlands, and Scandinavia from January to mid-April 1971, disbanding shortly after. In October 1971, Jimmy performed as the guitarist for John Mayall and the Bluesbreakers during concerts in England, Scotland, and Germany. Later that month, on the 31st of October, Jimmy's band Bent Frame made its debut in London. The group soon rebranded as the Jimmy McCulloch Band and toured England and Scotland, opening for Leslie West's Mountain in February 1972. By this time, Jimmy had also completed session work for artists like Klaus Voormann, Harry Nilsson, Steve Ellis, and John Entwistle, among others. In June 1972, Jimmy joined the blues rock band Stone the Crows, stepping in to replace guitarist Les Harvey, who tragically died from electrocution on stage. Jimmy contributed to the completion of the band's continuous performance album, playing on the tracks Sunset Cowboy and Good Time Girl. Stone the Crows disbanded a year later in June 1973. That same year, Jimmy played guitar on John Keane's album Previous Convictions, briefly joined the band Blue, and recorded under the pseudonym The Phantom on Brian Joseph Friel's debut album. In August 1973, Jimmy first crossed paths with Paul McCartney following the exit of guitarist Henry McCulloch. A year later, in August 1974, Jimmy officially joined Wings, with his first recording being the track Junior's Farm. He went on to compose the music for two anti-drug songs, Medicine Jar on the Venus and Mars album and Wino Junko on Wings at the Speed of Sound, both of which he also provided vocals for. The lyrics for both songs were written by Colin Allen, McCulloch's former bandmate from Stone the Crows. While with Wings, Jimmy also formed the band White Line, featuring his brother Jack on drums and Dave Clark on bass, keyboards, and vocals. The group played a few impromptu shows and released the single, Call My Name, and B-side, Too Many Miles. In 1994, a 13-track album titled White Line, Complete was posthumously released on Clark's Mouse Records. Jimmy and White Line also appeared on the British TV show Supersonic on the 27th of November 1976. In September 1977, Jimmy left Wings and joined the reformed Small Faces for a 9-date tour across England. He also played guitar on their album 78 in the Shade. Early in 1978, Jimmy co-founded the band Wild Horses with Brian Robertson, Jimmy Bain, and Kenny Jones, though both he and Jones left shortly after forming the group. In 1979, McCulloch joined the Dukes, and his final recorded song, Heartbreaker, was featured on their only album, The Dukes. A melodic guitarist with a strong blues influence, Jimmy typically played a Gibson SG or a Gibson Les Paul. When Paul McCartney or Denny Laine switched to piano or acoustic guitar, Jimmy would occasionally fill in on bass, using either a Fender Precision or Fender Jazz bass. For his acoustic performances, he preferred Ovation guitars. Tragically, on September 27, 1979, Jimmy was discovered lifeless in his Maida Vale London flat by his brother at the age of 26. It's believed he had been dead for 2 days, having succumbed to heart failure caused by a combination of morphine and alcohol poisoning. He had recently voiced feelings of anxiety, fatigue, and general unwellness, prompting his doctor to prescribe a medication containing small, legal amounts of morphine. While Jimmy was known to be a heavy drinker and marijuana user, he was not associated with hard drugs. Initial reports suggesting a heroin overdose were based on misunderstandings of the circumstances. After hearing of Jimmy's passing, Paul McCartney was quoted as saying about the fresh-faced, hard-living guitarist, "He was always a little dangerous. In the end, he was just too dangerous for his own good." The Paul McCartney Project features numerous newspaper articles discussing Jimmy's death. Additionally, the concert film Rock Show, which captures Wings' 1976 North American tour, was released in late 1980, over a year after Jimmy's passing. In 2021, an episode of BBC's The Repair Shop showcased 2 platinum discs for Wings at the Speed of Sound, and Wings Over America, which were awarded to Jimmy for his contributions to Wings. These discs were brought in for restoration by his cousin as they were water damaged. And there you have it. Thank you for joining us in celebrating the life and legacy of Jimmy McCulloch. Though his time was cut tragically short, his music continues to inspire new generations of rock fans. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos just like this. Take care and bye for now.